seen any queen? Let me ask you a question. Do y'all have balls, like dances and stuff like that?
Yes.
Like proms? Or marriage? When you get married, you gonna wear the pants?
658.
What you gonna put on when you get married?
317
Until Queen Elizabeth died.
Earn an average of
She,
$50,000
Jamaica Governor General, have been representing Queen Elizabeth. So don't say we don't have a queen. We had a queen. Alright, that's just the other day. Queen Elizabeth died. The Governor General represents the King of England. No, but prior to, when the Queen was alive, he represented the Queen. Alright? Yeah, but he represented the Queen. Just to say, just to put that out. Alright?
Hold on, before you ask that question, I'm answering it, and I want to make sure you understand what I brought out. Do you agree that the Bible says you're not supposed to wear pants? But do you understand why?
Yeah, it was created for the Levites.
Yeah, for the men. And then also it's for your protection. Because these brothers out here, when they see your body, they lust and say, I want to sleep with you. They don't say, I want to make her your wife.
Anyway,
Sis, one question for you. Are you married? You want to get married? Maybe, right? Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. Men don't like weave. Real men do not like weave. Brother, do y'all like weave? You see that?
okay.
All right, Alright, what's your question?
Yeah, I'd like to ask before, and I didn't get direct answer about black people or Jamaicans are from the tribe of Benjamin. So I don't get it.
You don't know how black people are Jamaicans.
Or Jamaicans. Or are we from the tribe of Benjamin?
Okay, did you understand what he was bringing on Deuteronomy 28 and 68? As far as who the Israelites were?
You interrupted when you...
Oh, okay, my fault. Let's go. Deuteronomy 28. So the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible, and we'll prove that. Alright, so Deuteronomy 28, read that, verse 15.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So in Deuteronomy, this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. You familiar with the story of Moses? Went to Egypt, let my people go, freedom. They walked through the Red Sea. So after they came out, they was in the wilderness. So Moses is telling them, God told me to let you know, if you don't keep his commandments, he's going to put curses upon you. These curses are a sign to show who the people are in the last days.
So were the Cushites, were they tribe of Benjamin?
No. Cushites or Cush are today modern Ethiopia. So some of the Ethiopians are from the nation of Israel, from the slave trade, according to Deuteronomy 28. Ham was, we're not progenitors, we're from Shem. Ham is the progenitors of the Africans. Somebody got a Bible dictionary? Bible dictionary?
Africans are black.
They're black. That's why we.
Are we from Africa? Our ancestors?
Look at this. Let me show you. You see this? This is the continent of Africa. Inside the continent of Africa, there's different countries. You understand? Where we come from is Northeast Africa. We're from the land of Israel. We're not Africans. Chinese and Japanese people look the exact same, but they're not the same. You understand? Just like Ham. Watch this, because you think we're Africans, right? Read what you got.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So you saying Ham, you think we come from Ham, right? He said Ham was the progenitor of the dark races, read.
Not the Negro.
Not who?
Not the Negro. But the Egyptians.
Africans.
The Ethiopians.
Africans.
Libyan.
Africans.
And Canaanite.
Africans. Just because we're black, it don't make you Israel. Yeah, you can get it off you can buy this yourself. Just look it up and you can get it yourself. So you have to understand, and then the thing is, the white man went and took his his scholars to go and research, and they find this stuff out. But you have to keep in mind this: just because we are black, don't mean we're the same. If we are Africans, why haven't Africa come save the Africans? Watch this, Exodus 11 and 7. It's a difference. Africans and Israelites, that's why we was able to flee into Africa. You understand? That's why we was able to flee into Africa in the ransacking of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Because we are blended in. We can blend in with black folks. If Jesus was white, when the angel told Joseph to take her and flee into the mountains, into Egypt, how can a white baby blend in amongst a bunch of black babies? And Herod couldn't find him? Come on! Because Jesus was not a white man, he was a black man according to the Bible. Read what you got about a request she had about Africans and us.
Book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel,
Who we are, and we're going to get back to show you that.
shall not a dog move his tongue.
Can dogs speak? What you realize, you don't know the God you serve. God is calling this other nation dogs. They not to speak against us. Why? Read.
Shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that he may know how that the Lord God does put a difference between the Egyptians, Africans, and Israel.
Us. There's a difference between us and the Africans. They come from Ham, we come from Shem. Right? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and let's start with these curses. Because you say, how do we know that we Israel? These curses is only upon the Israelites. Right? What you said? I couldn't hear what you said.
He wants to know, he wants to clarify black nation.
Oh, that's what we clarify right now. Come on in. So Deuteronomy 28, and then he leaves. And then Deuteronomy 28 shows who the Israelites are today. Let's get the first curse. Verse 16. Watch this.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and
Verse 45. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you know you black. Yeah. Right. That's it. He black. Yeah, he's saying he a black man. Right. Now watch this.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses
that we're about to read
shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Let's keep reading, come on.
And they shall be upon thee,
And they shall be upon us
for a sign.
for a sign. A sign identifies, shows you something, right? How do I know it's Popeyes over there? Because of the sign tells me it's Popeyes. These curses is upon the Israelites to show them that they are the Israelites. Read.
For a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Verse 16. Now let's break it down. Verse 16. Come on. Let's get a curse. This is one right here.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Curse shall not be in the city, and curse shall not be in the field.
So God said the Israelites, one of the curses for not keeping his commandments would be they'll be cursed in the cities and cursed in the fields. Any city you see in Jamaica, what people have it the worst? What people are at the lowest part? What people are the most impoverished? Always the black. If you go to America, it's the same thing. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we feel the projects. We the last hired, but we the first to be fired. We get shot down in the streets, and there's no justice for the things that happen to us. You understand what I'm saying? God said to the Israelites they'll be cursed in the cities and cursed in the fields. When we got here in slavery, what did they put us to work in? Sugarcane fields, tobacco fields. You understand? They put us to work in the cotton fields, the onion fields. They put us to work in the fields, but God said this would happen to the Israelites. What we're reading is your history in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Go to verse 32.
Verse 32 of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Whenever we came in slavery, because this is Moses talking to the Israelites. But what you're going to realize, this sounds You know how we got here? You know how we got pulled off the west coast of Africa? In 70 AD, the Romans came and ransacked Jerusalem. They came in there and they cut off all our food lines, all of our water lines, and it starved us out. A lot of us flee further into Africa and mingled amongst the Africans to hide. You understand? Because the Romans was coming to kill us. So whenever they came to take us off the west coast of Africa, even in the old maps, they still have names named after the tribes. In the book, go to verse 20.
Book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 20. And when he shall see, when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
70 AD, the Roman armies came down. So he said, when you see the armies compassing Jerusalem, right, read?
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
The desolation, because at that time they starved us out. People was eating their children. You understand what I'm saying? It was getting real bad in there.
Then let them which are in Judea,
Let them which were in Judea and northeast Africa, right? Read.
flee to the mountain.
Flee to the mountains. The mountains was right here in Egypt. He said to flee deeper in. When you see the ransacking of Jerusalem happen, read.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
So we had to leave. We had to leave. Because the Romans was coming to wipe us out. You understand? So he told us to flee deeper into Africa. Because it was... You understand what I'm saying? Now go back to 28. Did they take our kids from us and there was nothing we can do? Didn't that not happen here in Jamaica? Do y'all know that Jamaica, the island, was used as a hub for buck breaking? Y'all know what buck breaking? Buck breaking. Buck breaking is where they take. Buck breaking is where they take the black man, tie him down, and they would rape him. I'm serious. The white man would rape him. Yes. Yes. That happened right here on this island. Why would they do that? Let's see, verse 48. Let's see why they would do that. No, watch this. Let's see why.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Because they are enemies. Even Thomas Tesser would tie them down, defecate in their mouth, and then sew their mouths up. Hold on, watch this. You asked why would they do that? You missed it. You said why would they do that, right? You asked why would they do that? Read the top again.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies. Thine enemies.
They do it because they are your enemies. They don't like you. They are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know the Bible calls them Satan. Yes. What normal godly person would do the stuff that we're telling you? All devil mean is deceiver. They have deceived because right now you think you're Jamaican. And you trying to figure out, how do I know I'm from Benjamin? How do I know I'm an Israelite? And we have to come back and you have to be taught again because your oppressors have wiped that from your mind.
That's right.
You understand? And why they would do that? Because they would break the men in front of the women. So now you have the strong, black, independent woman. She don't need no man because a man couldn't even protect her. You understand what I'm saying? It was all a psychological thing they used to break us down as a nation. Because if they destroyed the foundation in the household, they destroyed the whole nation. You understand what I'm saying? All right, go ahead, read. 48.
Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which Lord sent against us. He's the one that sent them here to get us. He sent them to get us off of the west coast of Africa. You got to think about it like this. A ship with like 20 white men would fill it up with hundreds of black men and women and take them back from a continent filled with black people. And you think they just thought one day, I'm going to go right over there, that big old continent over there, and I'm going to grab me a bunch of those black folks, take them over here and slave them. No, God sent them there. Because we're stronger than them in every way. Why you don't think we could just throw them all off the ship? You understand what I'm saying? But it was through the power of God. He said it was going to happen, and there was nothing we can do to stop it. But he said, if you don't know who your enemies are, read, serve your enemies.
Serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In hunger. This Popeyes right here. These Burger Kings. Who own these things? Is it Jamaicans? White people. These who owns these places? White people, Chinese people, Arab people. God is showing you how to identify your enemies. He said you're going to have to go to your enemies for food,
In hunger and in thirst.
and in thirst. For water, you are surrounded by an ocean. You got rivers of natural flowing water that go through Jamaica, waterfalls. And who do we have to go to get water? The what? And who run that? It ain't no Jamaican. You understand? It ain't no black man. It ain't no Mexican or no Cuban or no Dominican or no Haitian. It's either a white man, a Chinese man, or an Arab man that's on the top of that place. Keep reading. But he said, I'm showing you who your enemies are, read.
And in nakedness.
And nakedness, the clothes on our back. Where your clothes is made from? Did it say made from Winston down the street in Spanish time? No! Made from your enemies. Your clothes and the textile. We have to get it from our enemies. But watch this, keep reading.
And in wealth and all things.
He says everything you want, you're going to have to get it from your enemies. So if you want to leave Jamaica and go to America, who you got to go to? Your enemies. To get a visa. If you want an education, who you got to go to? Your enemies. Because guess what? They might have Jamaican teachers in there who's giving them the curriculum. You understand what I'm saying? If you want a job, who you got to go to? If you want a birth certificate, if you want a death certificate, who you got to go to? If you want to learn about God in these churches that got black faces, but behind them are white and Chinese, Arab, other nations, your enemies. You understand what I'm saying? Because just like Popeyes, they put a black woman on there, love that kid from Popeyes, but she ain't getting none of that money. You understand what I'm saying? Your enemies. But guess what? He gonna make it even clearer. If you still don't know who your enemies is, watch this. And he and you and he and your enemy, he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Who put yokes of iron upon our necks? Who did that? Who put these yokes of iron upon our necks? Who did this? Who put that there? The white people. Your enemies. God said, I don't want you because you're gonna lose your heritage. I need you to know who your enemies is, because if you're siding with your enemies, you're never gonna grow. Okay, so getting the curses on it was from us breaking God's commandments. So what do you think we got to do in order to get out of there? Repent and keep God's commandments. So that's Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Because there is a flip side. There was blessings and then there was curses. For all those who keep God's commandments, it was blessings. For all those that broke God's commandments, it's curses. Just like I showed you about pants, and even with the hair, because did you know that blonde hair is a sin? It's considered a plague. It's considered unclean. But watch this.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, read, which I command thee this day.
So if you keep God's commandments, what's going to happen?
That the Lord thy God will set thee and high above all nations of the earth.
He said, if you keep my commandments, I'm going to put you above all nations on the face of the earth.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
His word! His word!